All right, installing the fuel lines to and from the fuel pump. So I've got one flex hose that goes from the fuel line that comes up from tank into the engine bay, and then to the pump, and then the hard line from the pump up to the carburetor. So right down here. Okay, right here is the fuel line that comes from the rear of the vehicle from the tank. And then from here goes to the pump, which is right here. Got some tape on it. Okay. And then the hard line comes from right there, comes up, and goes into the carburetor right there. All right, so we'll get those installed. All right, don't forget to put your clamps on first. And then I put them in a position, in the up position, that way when I go put it on I can easily grab onto it with the pliers. Yep, learn from your mistakes. So I put it on the hard line, clip on the hard line first. I was struggling, I couldn't get it past that that little lip there. Right, so there's the flex line there, and hook up down here. So I use the curved needle nose to get the one down here. The angle of it's a little hard to get to, but there you go. And now the hard line. There we go. So again, it hooks up right there. And then it fishes up the block and dives in. And then hook up to the carburetor right here. There's a couple different connections. It depends on the carburetor you have. I think this kind is the most pain in the rear to adjust, because it's kind of like putting brass fittings or galvanized fittings together. You gotta make one full rotation to get a nice snug fit. So I put a couple extra washers on there so that I can turn this more and get it tighter without having to crack that carburetor, because if you crank on it too much, you're going to crack that head. So I put a little more extra washers in there. Again, this is kind of a Jimmy rig. I don't have the original carburetor. I pieced this carburetor together years ago, and I just rebuilt it to make it work. So there's a lot of things here that were missing on this carburetor. So like the little the spring, the choke spring riser right here is missing because I don't have the connection right here. That hooks up to the throttle body. And that's kind of it for this thing. So it's worked. It's been on here before. It worked just fine. So when I get some extra money, I'll invest in getting a whole new carburetor. But at least this will get me going, get me running. And kind of go from there. But that's it for the fuel lines.